Good evening, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and this is your short take. You know, I always have these grand and glorious things planned. You know, tonight's plan was to talk about Greg Abbott and how Greg Abbott is fast on the heels of what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida. Greg Abbott's doing it in Texas, okay? But I simply have to put that off. I still may get to Abbott tonight. It's more than likely that I'll get to that tomorrow before I go to work. I'm not in till noon tomorrow, so that gives me some time in the morning. But in the meantime, we're going to take a little trip to Nebraska. Yeah, we're going to take a trip to Nebraska. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the goings on there. Let me just read some of this to you. So I subscribe to, a number of magazines and newspapers, and TNR is one of my favorites. So let me just read you this headline. Nebraska Republican says 6-week abortion ban is necessary because white people are being replaced. So this is the Republican that they're talking about. He's a state senator, and he is Steve Erdman. And so ever since Roe was overturned, Nebraska has enjoyed the ability, or the Nebraska women have enjoyed the ability of being able to get an abortion up to 21 weeks and 6 days of pregnancy. But yesterday, on Wednesday, they went in and they started debating and arguing about a bill that would ban abortion after 6 weeks. So, and let me reiterate again, that is most of the time, it's before anybody understands or knows that they are pregnant, okay? So Steve Erdman decided that the best way to argue for this ban would be to argue it on the basis of the Great Replacement theory. And now that is described or defined by the Southern Poverty Law Center as, quote, racist conspiracy narrative that falsely asserts there is an active, ongoing, and covert effort to replace white populations in current white majority countries. Okay? That's the definition of the Great Replacement theory. And so Erdman says, quote, our state population has not grown except by those foreigners who have moved here or refugees who have been placed here. Because we've killed 200,000 people. These are people we killed. He went on to say that. Then he went on to say that all of those aborted fetuses, quote, could be working and filling some of those positions that we have vacancies in. So let us set aside the racism and misogyny coming out of Senator Erdman's big fat lie hole and talk about the validity of the Great Replacement theory first. So let's look at some numbers, okay? We're going to look at some numbers here. Let's look at some numbers. These are the 2020 census numbers, okay? We're going to go over these. These are the numbers as self-identified and ethnicity combined, okay? White. This is the United States of America. 57.8%. Hispanic or Latino is the next, 18.7%. Black or African American, 12.1%. Asian, 5.9%. Two or more races, 4.1%. Native American or Alaska Native, 0.7%, because actually Whitey has done a great job. They did a great job when they discovered America, wiping out the Native American population. Some other race, I don't know what that is, but it just means not white. And not any of the above, 0.5%. Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, 0.2%. Now, let's just say you go without the ethnicity portion of the program and you do self-identified. This is the way they break down when they break the numbers down from 2020. 61.6% for white. Goes up, actually. Black or African American, 12.4. Two or more races, 10.2. Some other race, 8.4. Asian, 6.0. Native American or Alaska Native, 1.1. Native Hawaiian, et cetera, 0.2 stays the same. The point is, there is no great replacement theory. The white man is not being replaced under any stretch of the imagination. So apparently, Mr. Erdman believes that only white people get pregnant. Is that what we are led to believe? I'm sorry, folks, but I want to give you some abortion statistics now from 2020, which are reported in this manner in 29 states. So this is from 29 states in the District of Columbia, because not every state breaks down abortion numbers this way. But let me tell you what we have. The vast number of people who have abortions, who get abortions, are the Black and African-American community at 39.2%, followed by Hispanic at 21.1% and other non-white ethnic groups at 7%. So the communities most impacted by a total abortion ban or a 6-week abortion ban or the overturn of Roe v. Wade are non-white communities. I don't understand where the Republican Party gets its brain power, but it appears that the plug isn't fully in the socket most of the time. They argue these things based on unbelievable, irrational, made-up shit, when actually the real reason that we have any kind of an abortion ban, or the reason that we had the overturn of Roe v. Wade, was quite simply to control women. This is not about saving the children or having a bigger population to fill vacancies in the workforce, or to replace white people who are covertly and secretly being replaced by people of color or people from other non-white backgrounds. None of this is about any of that. This is all about controlling women and keeping them in their place. Do you know how many misogynists and male supremacists are actually out there spouting the nonsense that society's downfall came when women were given the right to vote? There is a male supremacy movement in this country. And, you know, there are men out there who believe that women should have never been allowed to go to college and get degrees, because now they've infiltrated the workforce and taken their jobs from them. This is all about domination of females. And this is sheer paranoia and right-wing gibberish. Let's get a clue, folks. We can either sit around here and watch all of this happen, we can understand that while the Democratic Party is not perfect, and we have acknowledged that, we have at least two people that we need to get rid of, and that's Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. But you know what? The Democrats may not be perfect, but they are moving in the right direction. The squad does not take corporate money. All the newer people coming into the Congress do not take money. Raphael Warnock did not take corporate money. Fetterman did not take corporate money. It's moving in the right direction. Only one party is doing all of the damage in this country right now, and it's the GOP. And the argument here, we're overcomplicating it. It's the difference between democracy and being able to improve our lives, or fascism. And there is no solution in fascism. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. I will talk to you all later. We will talk about fascism in the state of Texas. Bye-bye.